Take a seat, take a breath. Got a feed that decides life and death. Every chart is a mountain, a meme, a decree. Is this genius or mass lunacy? Scroll with me down this wild mentality, where a frog with sunglasses screams we're early endlessly. We'll see bulls and bears in fantasy. Every post's a prophecy. If you want to read what passes for a master plan, simply click and flick your thumb across this broken land. Want to know which way the winds of crypto might just be? Oh, scroll with me. One says up, only friends. Next says this is how it ends. Someone's calling the top, someone's buying the dip, someone's typing a thread as their last relationship slips. Scroll with me through the fear and ecstasy, where a charting crayon gets 1,000 hearts for free. You'll see every hot take, every plea. I was right in 23.
Trust the vibe, ignore the spreadsheet.
If you want to gauge if hope or panic's in command, if they're building castles or just castles in the sand, want to test if we're all early or just fantasy? Scroll with me. Is it
Yes. GM to all who celebrate. Let's see the chat. We already got Capsho in the chat saying GM fam. As they say in Toronto, GM fam. Drewski fam. I'm sorry. I'm honestly so sorry to anybody who's north of the border, America's top hat. I sincerely apologize. I'm sorry. But welcome. It is Friday, February 20th. Sorry for running a few minutes late this morning. I just got back in town last night. I was out for the day. Had to set up all my camera equipment this morning, and then my laptop died at some point between yesterday and today. And for some reason, my laptop did not like that. Waking that thing up was like waking up the fucking Walking Dead. It was not a fan. It was like it updated itself again. All the way, everything was black. There's no backgrounds. Chrome was like, maybe I'll fucking get up. Are you sure, bro? Like, it was rough out here in these streets. Applications were not responding. The Mac was struggling. But to be fair, I've been pushing her. I'm pushing this old gal, running Claude Code, doing wild shit. Who knows what's going on there, to be honest. So alas, it is Friday, February 20th. This is Scroll With Me. It's where we scroll crypto Twitter together. We try to understand the vibes. We try to discern what is the truth in this world of, I don't know what it is, but we separate the wheat from the chaff. It's group therapy where we process together. It's a mantra. We om together. It's a mudra. We process this, whatever's happening, this collective psychosis that we're all experiencing together. But alas, if you're a longtime listener, first time caller, say what's up in the chat, like Capsho, and then I'll see your shit on screen and I'll say what's up, because Scroll. That's all you need to know. But let's begin to scroll here. Maybe I don't know if we'll go the full 30. We'll probably go the full 30. Who am I kidding? I'm fully Japanese, so can't help myself. We got Legendary. He says, wake up, drink 20 ounce coffee, take 10 nootropics, take nasal spray, more nootropics, inject some peptides, swallow 40 vitamins, take some lion's mane, crack open sugar-free energy drink, watch Codex 5.3 for 12 hours, talk to nobody, go to sleep. It do kind of be like that, though. Okay, I know this is weird because maybe I'm just, oh, we got Joshua saying GM Joshua. Look at that painter's palette in their little bio. Sick. So what's weird about this is, for some reason, and this is fully counterintuitive, because you would think, and maybe there's something to this. I'm just saying, I know I'm just like making a serious thing out of like the most smooth brain meme of all time, but since like OpenClaw vibe coding has become more accessible to smooth brain people like myself, I have cared more about my cognition, which is weird. And I've started taking some supplements. Now, I'm not taking peptides. I'm not taking even the nootropics. I looked up because obviously creatine's all the rage, but creatine taking 5 grams a day for literally every human being across the board until the day you die is 100% recommended. But some of the stronger evidence for kind of mega dosing or just like kind of doubling up 10 grams a day got to me. So I upped my dose to 10 grams a day, started taking fish oil, and then I am taking a phospholipid supplement. So basically, what I wanted to do is like, I wasn't particularly interested in anything mind altering. Like even the lion's mane, I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't interested in that. But I more wanted to support my existing processes of my brain, if that makes sense. Which what I'm getting at is you would think that in the era of the death of knowledge work due to AI, that we would be perfectly okay with letting our brains atrophy. But I guess that's the weird part is like, I happen to be somewhat of an idea guy myself, Willem Dafoe accent. But and so there, I guess that is like, oh, I want to kind of like support my creativity. I know that sounds like, but I don't know. It was like I want to be sharp. So, and maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe stretching my brain, neuroplasticity, learning new skills. Who fucking knows? But what I will say is the irony of the drinking the giant coffee is I'm a coffee guy. I love coffee. Now, but the weird part is, and I did go out for coffee this morning. Normally, you see me sipping that iced Americano with the stainless steel straw, but not today. Not today. But I love coffee. What's trippy is since starting this new supplement regimen, I had this this feeling the other day where I was drinking my coffee and I was enjoying it, but it was weird. It was my first coffee of the day, and it did strike me. Your boy tries to be mindful up in here. He tries to understand what's going on in between those two shoulders. I was like, I don't need this coffee. That's the weird part. I was like, I've exercised, I've ran, I'm supplemented up, had some breakfast. I don't need it. I'm enjoying it, but I feel mentally clear. And that was an interesting phenomenon. So I'm going to continue to observe that, continue to be mindful of it, and see what happens. But let me know if y'all are taking some crazy shit, banging some peptides. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the chat if you're on that BP 157. All right, let's keep going here. BT says the future of doodles is almost here. Picked up another Doopies to make it 10. Look at this collection. It's a nice collection. I need to post my Doopies because, dude, I've got a one of one banger. So just saying. Dappa Dan says 0.1% of people know about OpenClaw. 0.0001% tweet about OpenClaw. 0.00000 actually use OpenClaw. But here we are spending real money in hopes you make it in the minority. Dude, shout out to my boy Alex Finn. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I got a reply from Alex Finn yesterday. He said, nice desk. But he was showing off his Mac Studios. Everyone was giving him shit, as they do. But I was saying that I have a Mac Studio on my terminal here in the corner. And there were some funny comments that ensued from that. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the experimentation. And you know what? When the M5 Ultra comes out, I'm going to spend more money. Yep. Gonna do it. Because it's awesome. So, yeah. Honestly, shout out to Alex Finn. Everyone who gives him shit for not shipping stuff. Everyone's giving him shit for being an AI LARP. And in this very particular instance, I'm with Alex Finn. He's doing some of the more interesting experimentation in public. So there you go. Experimentation without distribution is academia. And there's a lot of really smart researchers doing research all around the globe all the time that nobody gives a fuck about. So there's that. We got Johnny TVL here says, feels like we need a good DeFi Ponzi on base. Something that is probably sustainable, but relies on momentum in the beginning. 2 buttons, 1 choice. One of them is peak. Accept my savings that are earnings that are 0.39%. Do something about it. Damn. Real. Sign up for the Peak Money waitlist. If you're not, Chudoon. All right. Imagine you spent your whole life climbing a career ladder that AI is about to wipe out. Not in 10 years, now. Dark times ahead who never figured out who they are without their work. Yeah, I was having a discussion about this on Spaces the other night. And I think a lot of people are going to question their place in the universe, in the kind of post AGI era, post AI utopia dystopia era. Yeah, what does it mean without your work, or is your character, your ability to work, learn, live out your purpose, like kind of like some icky guy kind of shit? You know what I mean? I think a lot of people are going to have to rebalance that spectrum of like, what does the world need? What are you good at? What can you get paid for? You know, that kind of stuff, right? It's like a lot of people are going to really struggle with that, I think. And I think that's already, and not to be like a total AI LARP guy, but a lot of people are saying, you know, you'll see some comments that are like, oh, if you can't figure out how to use the OpenClaw, it's a skill issue. Maybe it's an imagination issue. And I think that's partially true. I don't want to be kind of as divisive as that. I think that some people may not have time. They might not have the luxury of time. Granted, other people might say that you need to make the time because it's that important. But yeah, it's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see where we end up. Nico from Uniswap here says agents need permissionless rails to flourish, but they also need structure to operate on chain. That's why we're releasing 7 new skills, giving agents access to the core Uniswap protocol actions. I really need to release my shit at this point. Wait, 67% chance the Supreme Court orders a tariff refund. Why would the U.S. potentially faces $100 billion in refund? No idea what that means. ETH Denver is so cooked. Lotus Fi. Looks like they're having a good time. Oh, I saw this, that they're re-releasing Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Oh, Leaf Green, huh? Not blue. Now, I wonder if that's the original. So back in the day, back when I was a young lad, I'm assuming these are the original games, and that's just like the proper titles for them. But so I played Pokemon Red, Fire Red, I'm guessing, and Blue, beat them, of course, destroyed the Elite Eight, as we do. But then I wanted more. And, you know, your boy, even at a young age, was nothing but a fan of getting that shit, getting that swag that's not in the store, you know? And so there was a local kind of card shop / it's called Swap USA. So it's kind of like Swap Meet storefront, kind of a pre-GameStop, or like maybe if GameStop was around, but it was just like very kind of like hobbyist store, right? It's called Swap USA, I believe. And they had a copy of a Japanese, because it's never released in the US, as far as I know, the green Pokemon game. And I was like, you know what? I'm getting that shit, because I'm going to roll up to elementary school and I'm going to flex on these motherfuckers, right? They're going to be like, what is that? What's that in the back of your Game Boy? And I'm like, Pokemon Green. And they're like, whoa, where'd you get that? Oh, it's from Japan. You know, can you even read it? Nope. Did I beat it? Yes. So that was awesome. Super fun. You know, as the good book says, who doesn't like to feel slightly superior to their fellows? You know what I mean? Some things never change. But let's see here. One tap could change everything. Oh. Now, why would you put the 3x? Or is this 30? Someone's playing it. Someone's playing in Europe. Because I'm like, put the 100. Put the hundy on there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're getting to. I think I'm actually going to stream me tap trading Euphoria at some point soon. So if you want to see that, let me know in the chat. I mean, I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't play games with the chat. I just tell you what's good. I tell you what I'm gonna do. And if you want to be along Friday, it's all good. Molt book in 2035. Be sure to pay in USDI for all your transactions for Petrodollar 2.0. Not him. He financed the GPUs. Oh my gosh. Motion design videos are dead. Just made this video for a last campaign using Replit in less than an hour. Replit animation. Damn. Bookmark that. You know the vibes. You know we bookmark things for our future selves. Supreme Court rules that Trump's sweeping emergency tariffs are illegal. We aren't lawyers around here. We aren't politicians. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know these things. No work today. Look at that 151. Bada binks, bada skinkst. Screw with me. Traveling for work is great and all, but I'm ready to be home with these stinkies. Yeah, look at those pugs. So cute. All right, let's give it a little refresh here, dude. The timeline, it's gotten a little better, but it was sus, Nikita. It still kind of is. We were seeing tweets that are 24 hours old of acting like they were fresh. Acting like they were fresh. Youngest bro just bought this entire stereo system for $100. People are unloading high-end audio for next to nothing after the AirPod. Yeah, no shit. I bet they are. I got in a weird like audiophile Instagram algorithm the other day. Watched one video. You understand how that works. And I was seeing some crazy shit. Like the budget speakers were $10,000. Wild. After a few days of rejection, Baby Punch finally felt the warmth of love. Oh, look at that little boy. Look at that little boy. How's that token doing, by the way? Let's check it out. Let's go to FOMO. Brought to you by FOMO. Okay, 34 mil. Seems to have stalled out. Okay, not the PvE runner. Not the Lisan Al-Gaib. Not the chosen one. Lisan Al-Gaib. Muad'Dib. It's a strong name. Lisan Al-Gaib. Dude, imagine if you actually had this cluster. Incredible. USA won the gold in hockey. Fuck Canada. Wow. Oh, my brewski fam. See, there's the Toronto again. That's pretty sick, though. I need a, I was actually, so when I was flying to Denver yesterday, the Wi-Fi on the plane was not working. So sick. But live TV was available. And so I was watching the Olympics, which I had not done at all. Kuya says, USA. Okay, you want something to fuck you up? I'm going to fuck you up right now. The bald eagle screech that you know and love, not a bald eagle. It's a red-tailed hawk. The bald eagle chirps, glucks. It's like, beep, beep. It does some like weird shit. It is not, there's no freedom-loving fucking, it's not a bald eagle at all. Red-tailed hawk. We made that shit up. 100%. So, which feels right, honestly. Feels authentic. Feels, authentically inauthentic. You know what I'm saying? But, we do a little propaganda. Yeah, Kuya says what? Look that shit up. Bald eagles, they be out here looking American as fuck, but they don't do that shit. It's like the fucking Heimler scream, whatever, or whatever, like, or the cougar, like these are just things that got fucking decided in a sound studio in Hollywood in 1945. We've just stuck with it ever since. Crazy how that shit works. It's crazy how like it just becomes a social contract, like the eagle thing. Like, here's the fucked up thing, and I've talked about this before on the stream. Here's the fucked up thing. It's 100% a social contract at this point, because imagine you're a creative agency and you're meeting with Budweiser. Budweiser does the fucking commercial with the bald eagle for the Super Bowl, and they go like, well, okay, we're gonna have this fucking bald eagle riding the back of a horse. It's gonna raise it from birth, protect it from the rain. And they're like, right at the pinnacle, hit it with one of the fucking bald eagle, America, fuck yeah. The ad exec from Budweiser's feeling himself. The creative agency, what does he do in that moment? Does he go, well, actually, I mean, we can use the red-tailed hawk sound effect if you like, but bald eagles, they don't sound like that at all. Like, no, there's no way he fucking does that. He goes, hell yeah, brother, we'll put the bald eagle sound in there for you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's why I'm telling you now, because no one else is going to tell you this, because you would be the most dick to ever correct somebody in conversation about that sound ever. So I'm telling you now so you can live with it. So in your mind, you can know that. But if you ever correct somebody in public, it's a bitch. So don't do it. But just know. Okay. Moving on. Anything with verifiable data source can have markets on Pumpkade. Speculate on whether the percentage of broken McDonald's ice cream machines in the US will increase or decrease. Is there an oracle for broken ice cream machines? I feel like there is at this point, actually, with how much of a meme it is. I feel like I've seen that shit. If you're a builder, the best way to prepare for the new economy is to build an audience outside of tech X. Distribution is the moat. What I tell you, research of that distribution is academia. Just made that shit up. Bars. Nothing wrong with academia to all my academics out there, except that you're, toiling away in obscurity. Let's be real. Your boy's published. I got published in a book for my research. Got it in my closet. Published in a book. Anybody give a fuck? Nope. All good. Published research author. So, bet you didn't know that. Yo, what the fuck is this? A student built a real anti-crowding machine. Are these speakers? What if you could scale this up to be like for a human, but would it also like destroy you? Just like rip you apart from the inside? Maybe. But maybe it's such a perfect reverberation, it holds you together at the same time. So if you're right in the apex of it, you're fine. But if you move, shred it to pieces. Claude usage limit reach your research. I felt bad. A couple weeks ago, hit my Claude limit, and I messaged IT, and I was like, "So, can your boy get some more tokens?" Thought it was me. It turns out it was a team limit because the Flow and the Flow team was fucking bounding Claude code. Infinite. Crazy. We asked builders at Solana Consumer Day in Hong Kong, what consumer app should everybody using? Oh, FOMO. FOMO mentioned. Soulflare. Interesting. One-shot Google AI Pomeli output to imagine the marketing campaign for our 3D prints. I just pointed it to our website and give it a simple prompt. Sick. Excited to share them stepping into a new role as the head of global key accounts. Cool. Dude, honestly, Soulflare's had such a come up. I started using, because I do weird shit on chain, as an understatement. Started using Soulflare a couple of years ago. So MetaMask debuted this thing called MetaMask Snaps, which was a kind of idea of like quasi-permissionless plugins for MetaMask that allowed people to add networks, features, things like that. Soulflare debuted a Solana MetaMask Snap. And so at the time, Phantom wasn't really like, it was like an early thing, but I was like, I'm using my MetaMask. I'm going to keep using it. I would like to have all of my accounts in MetaMask. And so I used the Soulflare MetaMask Snap, and it worked okay, but they've come a long way. Come a long way. Their new hardware wallet's awesome. Oh, dude. Shout out to this one of one. So good. Louis, you bastard. Creators in tech have never been more valuable. New media is here. Agreed. So good. So good. I love how just the lobster, it just became the lobster. God, it's so good. The internet is fantastic. It's just such a good place. Great designers, equal taste, are totally unleashed by AI coding. At Lightspark, our design team is this team we see the most token usage growth and output. That's what I'm saying. I've been going ham. On the GitHub commits. But I will be, so I like we said, token usage growth, because I will see the engineering team at Flow and then also at Dapper Labs. They're on another level. They're using Whisper Flow. They're talking to their machines. They're running sub agents. They're in their flow state, dude. They're like going wild. So percentage wise, am I using more than I used to? Yes. Are you not docs but need to be normified? I got you. Here's a normicam. Yo, this is so cool. And I think this is really indicative. I think that this kind of concept of reimagining yourself digitally is going to be more and more common. I know that seems like a really basic take, but I'm seeing things. I'm seeing trends. Seeing trends. Web 4.0 is officially live. Dude, well, the token's not pumping, so. Okay. Nearly a decade ago, Hasib and I shared a desk at earn.com. Depending on where we are in the cycle, sticking around as long as we both have has been labeled either smart or stupid. Yep. I can only speak for myself, but I've stuck around. As a matter of fact, I'm typically more active in the bear market. Do with that what you will. And my life has improved exponentially. So there's that. Joshua says, wow, sir. I feel the same way. You all are mostly AI now anyway, so I'm beating most accounts to the punch by merging Gammy with AI well in advance. Time we do business like we did in the old days. You're getting fucked up with the boys on a regular basis. Attention deficit hypercycle. Oh, so is this his just Twitter account now? I don't know. Oh, using Haiku for the heartbeat. Interesting. Okay, it's February 20th. DX Terminal Pro is coming in Feb 24. I'm excited. I didn't even play with the testnet version, but it looks fun. At the NYC coffee shop wearing an I Love Palantir hoodie and a Zoran sticker on my laptop. All right, Thread Guy, we see you. We see you. Agents execute on Uniswap. I just hit an all-time high for engagement rate. I thought they said CT is dead. Dude, go off, tree. Go off. To all of you who own an iPhone Air, what do you think after several months? Wouldn't know. I actually dropped my iPhone about 4 times last week, which I never drop my iPhone. Haven't in years. Last time I dropped my iPhone was in 2009 and was rolling balls and kicked a curb, and then my iPhone floated out of my hand onto the ground, shattered the screen. I had never done that before. Granted, was conflicted due to the interesting chemical state of my mind. I knew I needed to be sad, so I sat there and I was like, no, but couldn't actually be sad, and have not dropped my iPhone since. So been a long time, and 16 years, no beers since then. So maybe there's a correlation. I'm not saying there's a causal relationship, but since I stopped that shit up until last week. So maybe that would, but maybe we'll consider that a fluke, maybe a slip, if you will. But yeah, fucking got some nice pock marks on my phone now. There's like little chips. All right. Let's keep going here. Jason Calcana says his company hit $300 a day per agent using Claude's API. What's that ARR? Let's extrapolate. Extrapolate the annualized revenue. Let's do it. Highly stimulating entertainment is clearly bad for kids. 100%. I'm never using Miss Rachel. YouTube is about retention and time on platform. There's a lot of jump cuts, constantly keeping children's attention. A lot of parents are experimenting with 1990s TV. I know I don't click in, but they got me on this one. So getting actual VCRs and playing Barney and other things, that's because it's pre-internet retention era. Look, it's not Miss Rachel's fault. She knows certain types of videos are going to increase time on platform. Why do you think she makes so much money? Because people keep these videos on for 2 or 3 hours. I'm not a fan of retention editing just as much as the next guy. Kind of refuse to do it, much to probably my own dismay. I'm like, if you're going to watch it, you're going to watch it. I'm going to pause. I'm not going to cut it out. And we're going to sit here together in silence and we'll be in this moment. But here's the part that this is missing is like, you don't, Barney, whatever. It's like, they still wanted people to watch the program and continue to watch the program. There's no part of them that was ignorant to the fact that it needed to keep people watching on their channel. So maybe we've made advancements in quote unquote retention, but we've always been retention creating and editing in entertainment, especially mass market entertainment. There's no world where it's like, I'm going to make some shit that people don't want to watch. They're going to stop watching immediately, or they're going to get bored. So I don't know. It feels like kind of like a little bit of a reductionist take, like a little bit missing the bigger picture here. And it's easy to this is a kind of a classic folly of a lot of folks. You see this in the health industry. This is why like paleo and other stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with any of that stuff necessarily, but there's this kind of inherent um or maybe just like observed phenomenon that when we experience dissatisfaction with the current for some reason, we always revert to the past, kind of like a rose-colored glasses, like, oh, it's bad now, but so it was better before. And then we also try to assign knowing why it was better before. We say, oh, it was better because, and that's kind of up to interpretation. So we just have to be careful of that, right? We're like, oh, people. I mean, in paleo is an interesting extreme example of this. Like I said, nothing wrong with paleo. Sometimes I eat paleo by choice, but the it's the extreme example is illustrated because it's like, oh, people are unhealthy now, as evidenced by XYZ. So we must go back all the way to a time before any of that existed. And then that will eliminate XYZ problems. And it's like, logically, it kind of follows, but it just doesn't always hold up to investigation. So, yeah, granted, don't know what they're saying about it, but so absolutely the most straw man. Just literally just read the thing. I mean, but I guess that's fine if you either say watch the entire clip with no context or you give the context and then I can straw man. But yeah, I just didn't even watch it and was like, yeah, here's why you're wrong. I replaced a 200K GTM hire with OpenClaw. All right. All right. Wake up, babe. The Italians are opening cocktail bars that look like futuristic Greco-Roman temples. Yep. Love that. Love that. Last year, Severance anniversary drop. This is last 4-year Severance anniversary drop. This is probably out in the world already, but first shot of season 2. Okay. Oh, Ben, my guy. Something about that. You need to read that out loud before you post that next time. The part that caught my is my man here using, I think this is one of those inflatable lights. I really want to get one of these because they look pretty cool. All right, gang. We've been streaming for a little bit. Been streaming for a little bit now. Lots of folks watching, folks active in the chat. Amazing. But I have to run. The work never stops. So with that being said, on this Friday, February 20th, it's been my pleasure to scroll crypto Twitter with you. I hope you all have an excellent day, an excellent weekend. And until the next time we see each other, I'll see you in the timeline. Bye.